Inner Peace, Better Health, where we peel back the layers of human experience to uncover the beauty beneath. I'm your host, Shreya. Today we are joined by Cristiano Colla, writer, poet, and spiritual storyteller. Once a personal trainer chasing perfection, Cristiano's life was forever changed up after an ayahuasca journey cracked him open to his creative, authentic self. His work now weaves humor, vulnerability, and spiritual wisdom into conversation on healing, integration, and the messy beauty magic of being fully human. Get ready for new, raw, and refreshing dive into what it really means to be awakened. Welcome, Christiana. I'm honored to have you on my show.
Thank you so much for having me, Shreya. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And Cristiano, you speak openly about ayahuasca completely shifted your path. So, can you take us back to that pivotal moment? What broke you open during that experience?
It was a series of traumas I had in my childhood, and later into my adulthood as well, that led me to take part in this adventure journey with ayahuasca. So yeah, it's a series of events. Coming from the feeling of unworthiness, brokenness, not belonging to anywhere I would go, and not being sure where that feeling came from. And I've worked with therapists, psychologists, hypnotherapists, all sorts of healing methods. It seemed that none of them would fit for me, because I would get to a point where I would get bored and I wouldn't get the benefit I was expecting from. And I'm a person who likes to go deep into things, and that's why I've decided to adventure in ayahuasca.
Okay. And that integration is so real. So, after that awakening, what was the hardest part of returning to normal life while integrating such a profound shift?
The hardest part was to find my place back into society,
Hmm.
because the retreat I've done it with 12 days in the jungle. There was no technology; it was just nature.
Okay.
So from the first day, I stepped back into society, going to the airport and seeing people using their phone, having phone calls, listening to music with the headphones and speaking loud, chaos all around. That was the hardest part. But I managed well, and I could see myself shifting perspective. So coming from a place of judgment to a place of empowerment,
Mm.
that was the biggest shift I've experienced after my journey.
Yes, and that's so wonderful. And you beautifully blend humor with deep vulnerability in your writing. So, why do you feel humor is such an important part of the healing and transformation process?
Because it makes you live it with a light heart. It makes it fun, and I can speak for myself. I process my emotions better when I'm having fun,
Mm.
and when I'm self-critic, but I'm also the first one to pick myself up when I need to with some humor.
Yes, and sometimes the medicine we most need is wrapped in ourselves also. So, have you found that laughter sometimes opens the door that serious self work cannot?
Yeah, we need both side of the coin.
Mm.
I like to look into my shadow, my darkness, whatever you wish to call it. But we need to be aware of our strengths, which is our lights. And without one, the other can't survive. So we need to be able to blend the light and the shadow as one thing, and not see them as separate.
Yes, and sometimes we just deny one part of ourselves, either the dark or the white part, but it's so important that we accept and encourage both of the sides, because we are humans and we do have those sides. That's so true. And many people romanticize the spiritual awakening, but you highlight its messiness. What common misconceptions do you see about awakening and authenticity?
Yeah, I can see. I feel people, they see authenticity as a meaning to try to be perfect, which is far from the truth. And we need to be able to be authentic. We need to be able to embrace discomfort and understand that as humans we are imperfect, and that's just our nature. And that's there's an immense beauty in it. So I would say, yeah, it's a misconception about, what society wants us to feel, what society wants us to believe, that we need to be always polished.
Mm.
Uh, that's not the truth. The truth is that we are we are messy. We are beautiful as we are.
Yes, yes. And that's so true that every nobody is perfect. We all have the imperfections, and unless we embrace that, it's not possible for us to move forward. And as you highlighted, that society really shows the perfect side. Do you think that today's social media and those platforms, they play a certain role, like for that highlighting of the perfect life, because the youth is constantly consuming the social media, and social media is portraying all the positive and the perfect things. So do you think that this also uh, affect them?
I feel that whoever present themselves on social media like they have a perfect life,
Mm.
it means that either they're not willing to show their own uh, insecurities, which I understand. We all do that. Even I, when I post on social media, I try to be as positive as possible. I try to show the positive traits of myself, of my work. um However, we need to incorporate relatable things, which are the imperfections I mentioned before, which are the moments of struggles, the moments in which we feel not worthy of something, the moments in which we feel, you know, um, drowned by life in a way. So as long as we complement um, our best traits with relatable things, um, I think that's the answer.
Yes, yes, yes. That's so honest answer. And how do you personally stay grounded when the process feels overwhelming or chaotic?
Removing distractions. So social media will be one of them. Consumption. I would say tuning in with the wisdom of the body, and not to make it a logical process, but to make it more a somatical process. And the only way to do so is to get rid of superficial things that we don't necessarily need. It can be consumption, it can be people, it can be environments.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's honestly a gift. Like it gives permission to embrace the full spectrum of experience. That's so nice. And also, as someone who once chased physical perfection, how did your relationship with your body and identity shift after this awakening?
I still train. I still care about my physical performances when it comes to training.
Hmm.
I train I train with a purpose. I have goals. However, I'm not obsessed with it anymore. And I do it with more I am more intentional when I do it. So rather than, for example, going to the gym and just, thinking, oh, I should be looking this way, I should be looking another way. I go to the gym with my genuine intentions, um, and I don't obsess over what other people might think of my appearance, or my performance, and in any area of my life. So coming from a personal training background, which the physical appearance was paramount,
Mm,
um, for myself and the way I coach people. And then I was able to integrate that part of my life with my emotional and my spiritual and mental aspect of life as well. So life life became more whole,
mm.
uh, inclusive of all the other aspects, as I mentioned, and not just physical.
Yes, yes, that's such a powerful reminder. And also, um, in society, we see two kinds of people. Like the first is someone who do exercises or go to gym or do fitness because they want to stay fit, and the second kind of people who they because they want to look in a certain way. That's why they are going to gym or maybe doing exercises. And especially for, like you have said, that as a trainer, people often thinks that if you are a trainer, then you have to look in a certain way. So what do you want to say about to them, especially the trainers, or the second kind of the person who are going to gym only to look in a certain pattern?
I don't think there's nothing wrong with wanting to look a certain way. However, it needs to come from a genuine place. Has to be intrinsic um, motivation. Um, so if you go to the gym because you want to look a certain way, I am with you. I understand. However, it is important to pay attention where those intentions are coming from.
Yes.
Are they really what you want, or is it what somebody else wants? Is it what society wants? And to answer your other question, I do believe that if your job is a coach or a personal trainer in this case, um, look in a certain way, it is definitely an example for your clients.
Mm,
So that's how I perceive my job back then.
yes.
Um, but as it is in the fitness context, it is also in the spiritual context. So
Mm,
if I want to be coached under some sort of spirituality, then I will definitely go to someone who's done the work themselves.
yeah.
You have that experience, not to be theoretical. I would trust more someone who's done the work on themselves with trial and error, rather
Mm,
than someone who has theoretical knowledge.
yes. Yes, yes, that's so true. And thank you for sharing all your knowledge. And do you believe many people today are still unknowingly trapped in seeking external validation instead of inner peace?
I used to be one of them, yes, for sure. To me, external validation was, I wouldn't say everything, but it was a big part of
Mm,
the way I behaved
mm,
towards myself, and seeking it from other people.
yes.
And it is draining. It is draining for my soul. It was draining for other people because you don't show up to life authentically,
Mm,
and you only take action to get validation from someone else. And when you lack that validation, then there is no identity left in who you are.
mm,
You're always valuing someone else more than yourself.
mm,
And that
yes.
is a sign, that is a recipe for disaster. There is no empowerment in that, and there is
Yes.
no there is no growth. There is no contribution to the world we share if you show up in life that way.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's such a powerful reminder that we often forget also. So, uh, your work speaks to people ready to surrender to their gifted souls. For someone standing at the edge of transformation but afraid to leap, what would you say to them?
I would say to them, um, not to see. It is okay where you are. There is no other place that you should be. It is perfectly fine that you have doubts
Yeah.
or that it's still unsure of the future.
Hmm.
That's the first thing because it will help you to accept your situation and not wishing it to be different. You're mute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not wishing it to be different.
Hmm.
And then I would say to pause for a moment and to listen to your intuition, to listen what your soul wants you to do, or what your soul wants you to be,
Yes.
um, and to let everything else unfold,
Hmm.
um, because you can't predict the future. You can't expect to have all the answers now. That's unrealistic.
Hmm.
So keep yourself humble and be present with the moment, because ultimately manifestation, as it is believed in this society, I think it's a misconception. So what the mainstream wants you to believe is that manifestation is your ability um, to make yourself believe false narrative about yourself or about the world, about your goals, but you're missing an essential step, which is the gift of presence. So if this moment is uncomfortable, that you must feel uncomfortable today in order to manifest what you want tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
If you don't allow yourself, you know, that time to process events, to process emotion,
Hmm.
whether comfortable or uncomfortable, then that you're never going to manifest the longings of your soul.
Yes. 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 That's a moment, and standing at the age is where so many people get stuck, but I think your words offer a gentle nudge towards them. And also, what is one practice, or something they can do if they feel that they're standing on the edge, that you can recommend to them?
What helped me, it was to tune in with my body. So to get rid of all distraction, as I mentioned before, and to really try to feel where the blocks were coming from in different areas of my body. Um, I found out that for me, it was my heart and my throat, and I was able to tap into them and to find my own way of expressing myself and to release those blocks. And different areas of your body, they might mean different things
Hmm.
based on the chakras. Um, so you need to be willing to listen to the wisdom
Yes.
in your body.
Yes. 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 Thank you for sharing this. And also, what one simple practice or mindset shift can help ease that initial fear of letting go? Yes.
And not wishing to change it.
Mm.
That's the first step. And it might take some time, and that's perfectly fine. Fear is not a negative emotion. There is no negative emotion at all. They're just emotions, and they all teaching you something. So if you are scared, that's fine. Feel the fear and not run away from it. That's my advice.
That's wonderful, and there's such a nice advice that we often just run from fear, or we think that this emotion is a negative emotion, so we have to let go. But there is no such emotions like that. And
Yep.
thank you for sharing all your knowledge. This is a beautiful thing. So if you have to give a message or say something to my listeners, what would you say to them?
I would say trust where you are now and enjoy every single moment, um, whether comfortable or uncomfortable. It is it is a privilege to be alive, and you have the gift of life, which is one, and um, allow yourself to relish every single moment as you deserve. That's my message.
That's a very nice message, and that's wonderful. So if my listeners want to connect with you, then what's the best way?
So I have an Instagram profile, which is Cristiano.Colla. I also have a Substack blog, which is called the Hybrid Soul blog. And I share insights. I publish articles um, that talk about different themes, such as shadow work, authenticity, truth. And I also share updates on my Instagram profile on my upcoming book.
Okay, that's wonderful, and I will make sure to attach all the details and links below so that our listeners can find them easily and get to you and get more of your knowledge. And that's a wonderful conversation with you. And with that, we have come to the end. So, my listeners, Cristiano, thank you for bringing your truth, your humor, and your heart to this conversation. To everyone listening, transformation isn't about becoming someone new, it's about remembering who you have been beneath the noise. So stay curious, stay open, and meet us again next time on Inner Peace Better Health for more soulful conversation.